Hey, take a slow, deep breath with me. Just feel it filling your lungs. Feel the ground beneath your feet. It's okay if your mind is wandering. Just notice where you are right now, this very moment. You're here. You're alive. You're a part of all of this in ways that maybe you don't even see. And maybe that feels a little big, overwhelming even, but there's something comforting in it too. You're not separate. You're connected to everything around you, even the things you can't see. And if you stay here with me for a few minutes, you might start to feel that connection. You know, it's easy to feel small in this huge world, like your actions barely matter. But maybe they do. Maybe everything is more linked than we usually think. Everything you do, everything you feel, even a small breath, touches the rest of the world in ways you can't imagine. Think about it like this. You're a thread in a bigger fabric, a web that stretches out in every direction, touching and supporting everything else. And it's okay if you can't see the whole web. Feeling your own thread is enough to start. I like to imagine it like a spider's web in the morning, with tiny drops of dew hanging on every strand. Touch one strand, and the whole thing moves. That's kind of how life works. Every little choice we make, every thought we have, every small act sends out ripples. Maybe you don't notice them. Maybe you never will. And that's okay. Just knowing it's happening can change how you see things. Even in our own bodies, this is true. You're not just one solid thing. You're made up of trillions of tiny cells, all doing their part. Your heart depends on your lungs. Your brain depends on your gut. Crazy, right? And it all works together most of the time without you thinking about it. And we're like that with the world outside too. We affect each other, and we're affected in return, whether we realize it or not. Sometimes it's easier to feel all this connection when we slow down. Maybe you can try it now. Notice your own breathing again. Feel the air moving in and out. That air's been everywhere, passed through countless living things, and now it's here with you, and you're part of it. Maybe that's kind of magical in a quiet way. And this way of seeing things is not just some idea to think about. It can change how you live. When you feel that you're connected, you start to care differently. You might notice yourself being a little kinder, a little more patient. You might notice the way small moments ripple out in ways you didn't expect. And it's okay if it's slow. You don't have to get it all at once. Just noticing is enough to start. You know, this isn't just something old teachers talked about long ago. Science is catching up too. Researchers are seeing how all kinds of systems, from ecosystems to our own bodies, depend on every part working together. Even tiny things we don't notice, microbes, particles, atoms, are part of this huge dance. And the more we understand it, the more we see that our own actions really do matter, in big ways and small. Maybe you felt disconnected sometimes, like your life is just your own little bubble. It's okay, almost everyone does. But the truth is, that bubble is connected to so much more. You're breathing in the world. The world is breathing through you. And even a single smile, a gentle word, a small gesture, it can move through the web, reaching places you'll never see. And if you're finding this little pause with me helpful, maybe take a moment to subscribe to the channel. It's a quiet way to come back here, to remember this feeling of connection, of being part of something bigger, without needing to do anything else. So just for now, let yourself sit in it. Let yourself notice the web you're in, notice your thread, notice the gentle way you touch the world without even trying. And maybe, if it feels right, you can carry that awareness through the rest of your day, into the next conversation, into your next breath. It's okay if it's small. It's okay if it's slow. It's okay if you don't understand all of it. Just Feeling it, that's already enough. Everything is connected. You are connected. And it's okay to just sit here and breathe, letting that sink in. So let's keep going. We've been talking about how everything's connected, how your life is part of this huge web. And maybe you're wondering, okay, but how does it actually work? How do we go from one simple breath, one quiet moment of noticing, to sometimes feeling completely overwhelmed or lost in life? A long time ago, the Buddha noticed this too. He saw that life as a rhythm, a kind of dance, and he gave us a way to understand it, a gentle map of how our experiences unfold. He called it the 12 links of dependent origination. Don't worry. It sounds complicated, but it's not. Think of it like learning a slow, beautiful dance. At first, the steps feel confusing, maybe even impossible. But if you pay attention to each little movement and how it flows into the next, the whole thing starts to make sense. The first link is ignorance. Maybe you can picture like this, walking through a garden, but wearing glasses that distort everything. The colors are dull, the shapes are blurred, you can't see the paths clearly. That's kind of what ignorance feels like. It's not that we're dumb. It's that sometimes we just don't see life clearly. We miss the impermanence of things, the way nothing really stays the same, the way everything is connected. And that's okay. Almost all of us wear those glasses sometimes. Because of that, our reactions start to form. This is the second link, volitional formations. It's a big word, but it's basically the choices we make, the little seeds we plant with our thoughts and actions. If you're frustrated, you might snap at someone. If you feel love, you might smile or reach out. Each action plants a tiny seed that grows into something later. And maybe that seed feels small, but it matters. The third link is consciousness. Even with those glasses on, you still notice things. You hear a sound, see a color, feel a touch. Consciousness is just that, being aware little by little, moment by moment. Think of it like a river flowing, always moving, never the same for more than an instant. And sometimes that river feels chaotic. That's okay too. It's all part of the dance. Then comes name and form. This is where your body and mind come together, where you experience being you. But even you isn't fixed. Your mind and body are always changing, always influenced by everything around them. Your mood shifts. Your body shifts. Even tiny things, like what you ate or how much sleep you got, can change the way you feel. And that's normal, maybe even beautiful, if we let ourselves notice it without judging. The next link is the six senses. These are your windows to the world. Your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. They bring in everything around you. But remember those glasses of distortion? They're still in play. We don't always see clearly, but the more we pay attention, the more we can notice the world as it is, just a little more each day. Then comes contact. That's the spark, when your senses meet the world. You see a shape, hear a sound, touch a surface. It's a tiny moment, but it's where experience begins. And from contact comes sensation. You feel something, maybe pleasant, maybe unpleasant, maybe neutral. Think of it like your internal weather. Sometimes sunny, sometimes stormy. And it's okay. All feelings are allowed. Now comes a key link. Craving. When we feel something pleasant, we want more. When we feel something unpleasant, we want it gone. We crave, we long, we push away. And then grasping comes. That's when the craving tightens, when we hold on to things, ideas, people, experiences, as if letting go might break us. But the tighter we grip, the more slippery it feels. And then there's becoming. This is a momentum of our lives. All the choices, all the reactions, all the patterns spinning forward. It's always moving, always in flux. And from becoming comes birth, not just physical birth, but the arising of each new moment, a thought, a feeling, an experience, and an aging in death. Everything that arises also passes. Change is inevitable. And sometimes that feels heavy, and that's okay. But here's the quiet, gentle hope. We don't have to be trapped. We can slowly, gently remove the distorted glasses. We can start to see clearly. We can notice the patterns, see the ripples we create, and maybe, just maybe, we can respond differently. We can plant seeds of kindness, of patience, of calm. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay if it's small. It's okay if it's slow. Even science shows us this is possible. Our brains aren't fixed. They're flexible. With practice, like mindfulness, like meditation, we can start to weaken the old patterns of craving and grasping and strengthen the patterns of kindness, awareness, and understanding. Studies show that people who practice regularly notice changes in attention, emotional balance, and even in the structure of the brain itself. That's amazing, right? We can actually train ourselves to notice the flow, to step a little more lightly through life, to dance more gracefully. And maybe the best part? You don't have to do this alone. Every time you pause, breathe, notice, you're part of a shared journey. You're connected to everyone else who's walking this path, feeling their way through life, noticing the ripples. And if this resonates with you, if it feels like a little spark inside, maybe consider subscribing, just to come back, gently, and remember this feeling of being part of the web, part of the dance. It's okay if you forget sometimes. You can always return. So maybe take a slow breath again. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel your thread in the web. Notice how each small moment, the air, the senses, the heartbeat, the thought, connects to everything else. And maybe, just for now, let yourself be here, noticing, connected, moving with the rhythm of life, one gentle step at a time. Let's go back in time for a moment. Over 2,500 years ago, imagine a young prince, Siddhartha. He had everything: luxury, comfort, family, wealth, everything a person could wish for. And yet, maybe like you or me sometimes, he felt something was missing. There was a quiet unease inside him, a sense that life was bigger than what he could see in his palace walls. He saw suffering everywhere. People growing old, people getting sick, people dying. And it hit him deeply. It was hard to look away. Maybe you felt that too, watching the world, noticing the pain, feeling powerless. And Siddhartha decided he couldn't ignore it. He left the palace, left his comforts, everything he knew, to find answers. He wanted to understand life, suffering, and maybe freedom from it. He spent years searching, studying, practicing. He tried extreme ways, pushed himself to limits most of us can't imagine. And still, the answers didn't come easily. It wasn't instant. It wasn't magic. But then one day, he sat quietly under a Bodhi tree, deciding to just stay. He decided to be still, to watch, to notice, to breathe. And something shifted. After long, patient awareness, he saw life clearly, as it really is. He saw how everything is connected, how every moment flows into the next. He saw how suffering arises and how it can ease. He became the Buddha, the awakened one. And the remarkable thing is, you have that potential too, that capacity to notice, to awaken, to see the web of connection around you. Maybe you just need a quiet moment, a breath, a chance to pause. You don't need to leave everything behind. You can start small. One of the insights he saw was that life doesn't really have a starting point. There's no single first link in the chain, no beginning, that suddenly sets everything else in motion. Life is more like a river, flowing endless, arising and passing away moment to moment. It's always moving. And maybe that feels strange because we like to think of beginnings and endings, cause and effect, like a story with a neat start and finish. But sometimes life isn't neat, and that's okay. This doesn't mean our actions don't matter. Quite the opposite. Every thought, every word, every little choice you make, it sends out ripples. You are part of a web, part of a flowing river. And the more we notice that, the more we can move gently, more thoughtfully through life. And it's not just ancient wisdom. Science has started to show this too. Think about the stars, the atoms in your body, in your blood, in your bones. They were once in stars billions of years ago. Literally, you are made of stardust. Every breath you take, every bit of the world around you has passed through countless lives, countless places, countless moments. You are part of that flow. You've always been. And the Buddha, in his quiet, patient way, described it simply. When this is, that is. When this isn't, that isn't. From the arising of this comes the arising of that. From the cessation of this comes the cessation of that. Life is a web, a dance, a river. Nothing stands alone. Everything matters. You matter. And maybe that feels a little like hope. When we begin to feel this, even a little, it changes how we relate to ourselves, to others, to the world. It softens fear, eases isolation, and quietly reminds us, you are part of this. You belong. And maybe, just maybe, your small actions can ripple farther than you ever imagined. A smile, a kind word, a little patience, they all matter. And if this feels like a quiet place you want to come back to, maybe consider subscribing. Just to pause here again, to remember this feeling, to let it settle in your bones. No pressure, just a gentle invitation. So maybe take a breath now. Feel your place in the web. Notice the connections you can't see, the life flowing around and through you. Let yourself be part of the river, moving gently, noticing the rhythm, letting life teach you in its own time. It's okay if you don't understand it all. It's okay if it feels messy. Just noticing, that's enough to start. Have you ever noticed how some days feel easy, like life is just flowing, and other days feel heavy, like you're pushing against something invisible? Maybe relationships feel smooth sometimes, and at other times, everything seems tangled. And maybe, just maybe, it's not random. Maybe it has something to do with how everything is connected, how each small thing we do touches the rest of the world. Think of it like this. Every word you speak, every thought you hold, every action you take, it's like dropping a pebble into a pond. The ripples spread out, even beyond what you can see. A smile at a stranger might make their day just a little brighter. Maybe they're more patient at work. Maybe they're kinder to someone else. And you might never know how far those ripples reach. On the other hand, a harsh word, a moment of anger, a sharp glance, it spreads too. And that's okay. Just noticing that we're part of this web is already a gentle step. This is what karma really is, not some cosmic punishment or reward. It's simply cause and effect. Actions matter because we're not alone, because everything we do touches something else. And when we start to feel that life can change, maybe we start acting with a little more care, a little more kindness, even when it's hard. And it's not just a nice idea. Science is catching up with this too. Studies show that acts of kindness actually change our brains. They release a hormone called oxytocin, which makes us feel connected, calm, and more compassionate. So when you're kind, it doesn't just help others. It helps you too. It's like giving and receiving all at once. Buddhism talks about suffering too, not just physical pain, but the feeling that life isn't quite right, that something is missing. This is called dukkha, and it comes from craving, from clinging to what we like and pushing away what we don't. When we understand that our discomfort comes from these patterns, we can start to respond differently. We don't have to be trapped by them. The Buddha gave a path for this, a gentle guide called the Eightfold Path. It's not a list of rules. It's more like a way of moving through life with care, paying attention, being kind, acting wisely, taking care of your mind and body. Every step of the path helps us see life more clearly, helps us notice the connections, helps us loosen the tight grip of craving. And one of the most radical, beautiful ideas he shared is called anatta, no self. It's the idea that there's no solid, permanent me inside. We're not fixed things. We're constantly changing, constantly influenced by the world around us. Think of your body. You're made of cells that are always being replaced. The food you eat, the air you breathe, the water you drink, all becomes part of you. And your thoughts, your emotions, even your sense of self, they shift with every moment. That's okay. That's life. A Vietnamese monk, Thich Nhat Hanh, calls this interbeing. We literally inter with everything else. You exist because of everything else. You're not separate. You're not alone. And maybe, just maybe, remembering that can change how you move through the world. You might worry less about things you can't control. You might be a little gentler with yourself and others. And here's a simple thing you can try right now. Notice your breath. Notice the world around you. See yourself as part of this river, part of this web. Maybe imagine sending kindness out with every exhale, letting it ripple into the world. You don't have to do it perfectly. You don't have to even do it right now. Just knowing it's possible is enough. And if this quiet moment has felt grounding, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Just a gentle way to come back here, to remember that feeling of connection, to let it settle a little deeper each time you visit. No pressure, just a soft invitation. So, take a breath. Feel your thread in the web. Notice the small ways your life touches everything else. And let yourself rest in that connection. It's okay to feel small. It's okay to feel unsure. Just noticing that you are part of this vast, intertwined world, that's already a kind of freedom. So, now that we've talked about the ideas, about noticing the web of life and the ripples we create, how do we actually feel it? How do we let it touch us, not just in our heads, but in our hearts, in the way we move through our days? It starts with awareness, noticing, paying attention. You don't need anything fancy, and you don't need to change the world all at once. You just start where you are. Try this for a moment. Just pause. Take a slow breath. Feel the air moving in and out. Notice how the breath flows through you, how it touches every part of your body. And maybe, just maybe, think about how that very air has been here long, before you were born, how it's moved through countless lives, how it carries a history, a connection. That's already the web we've been talking about. You are part of it. The world is breathing through you, and you are breathing through the world. Or think about the food you eat next. Maybe you'll have a meal soon. Imagine all the people who help bring it to your table. The farmers, the truck drivers, the cooks, the store clerks. And then think of the sun, the rain, the soil, the wind that nourished it. So many things had to happen just right for that meal to be here. And you are part of that too. You take it in. It becomes part of you, and you continue the cycle. And this doesn't have to feel overwhelming. It can feel gentle, even a little magical. Each moment is full of tiny connections, and noticing them doesn't require doing anything special. Just noticing is enough. Maybe that's why mindfulness feels so simple and yet so profound. It's not about fixing yourself. It's about seeing clearly, feeling connected, being present. Now, let's bring it back to those 12 links we talked about. Don't think of them as some rigid list or something scary. They're more like a map, a way to notice patterns in your own life. When you feel stress rising, when your mind is spinning, you can quietly ask yourself, what am I feeling? What am I craving? What am I clinging to? Where's the misunderstanding here? Am I seeing things clearly or through those distorted glasses we talked about before? The more you notice these patterns, the more you start to see freedom. You don't have to act on every craving. You don't have to hold tight to every thought or judgment. You can watch, breathe, and choose differently. You can respond with kindness, even when it's hard. You can respond with patience, even when life feels messy. And speaking of kindness, here's a simple, powerful practice you can try: loving kindness meditation. Sit quietly for a moment. Bring to mind someone you care about. Silently, gently repeat, "May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering." Notice how that softens your heart, how it spreads warmth through your chest. And then, slowly, extend that feeling to yourself. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. And then, if it feels right, send out to others, people you know, people you don't know, even those who feel difficult to love. The beauty is in the ripple. You may not see the effect, but it moves outward, touching the world in ways you can't measure. And the quiet, amazing truth is, every act of kindness, every small awareness, every breath of noticing, these are the ways we live a connected life. And maybe, if this moment has resonated with you, if it feels like a gentle reminder that you're part of something bigger, consider subscribing to the channel. Just a quiet way to come back, to remember this feeling, to gently nurture your awareness. No pressure, no rush, just a soft invitation to keep returning. So, take another slow breath. Notice your thread in the web. Feel the gentle pulse of life flowing through you, around you, in everyone and everything. And remember, it's okay to start small. It's okay to forget and return. It's okay to just notice, just feel, just be here now, part of this vast, beautiful connection. So now, let's just sit for a moment with the idea that everything is connected, not just in some abstract, faraway sense, but right here, right now, in your life. You, me, the people around us, the air, the trees, the earth, even the smallest insect. Everything moves together, like a quiet dance we can't always see. And maybe if we pause, we can start to notice the rhythm. Sometimes life feels chaotic, doesn't it? Problems pile up, people get upset, we feel frustrated or anxious or tired. But maybe the chaos isn't outside of us. It's a reflection of how we're caught up in the flow without noticing it. When we begin to notice, when we just breathe and observe, we start to see how the pieces fit together, how our own feelings are part of a bigger picture. And it's okay if it feels messy. It's okay if it's slow. It's okay if you don't understand it all at once. Mindfulness is like a flashlight in this darkness. Not a harsh spotlight, just a gentle glow that helps us see a little more clearly. You notice your breath. You notice your body. You notice your thoughts without trying to chase them away or push them down. Maybe you notice a feeling rising, a memory, a craving. and you just notice, that's enough. Sometimes noticing is the first, most important step. And when you notice, you start to see the connections. You see how one small choice affects the next, how your reaction affects someone else, how kindness flows and returns in ways you may never fully see. Even a single smile, a single word, can ripple through this web in ways you can't imagine. And maybe that's enough to start shaping a gentler, kinder life. Think about your body for a moment. You are made of trillions of cells, all working together. Your heart beats, your lungs fill with air, your brain moves thoughts. None of it happens alone. And the same is true for your mind. Thoughts, feelings, reactions, they're influenced by what you eat, what you see, what you hear, even by people you love or meet briefly. You are not a single island. You are part of this vast, moving, living web. And it's okay to rest in that truth. And here's a simple, gentle practice to feel it. Take a moment to look around you. Notice the air, the light, the sounds. Feel your connection to everything you see, even for a second. Maybe imagine sending a quiet wish of well-being into the world. Just one small wish, soft, like a whisper. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be at peace. And maybe, if it feels right, let that wish come back to you. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be at peace. It's simple, isn't it? And yet it's powerful. Every breath, every little act, every gentle noticing is a step toward living more fully, more connected. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to begin. And maybe that's the beautiful thing. There's no rush, no deadline, no need to measure progress. Just noticing, just feeling, just being here, part of this web, is enough. And if this moment has felt grounding, if it's reminded you of the quiet threads connecting your life to everything else, maybe you'll want to come back here. Maybe you'll consider subscribing, just to have a gentle place to return, to breathe, to feel, to remember. No pressure, no big deal, just a soft invitation to keep noticing, keep connecting. So breathe again. Feel your place in this web. Notice a gentle flow, the small ripples of your life touching the world. And remember, it's okay to start small. It's okay to pause. It's okay to just notice. The web is vast, and you are part of it. And that is more than enough. Let's just linger here a moment with the feeling that we're all connected. You know, it's one thing to understand it in your head, and another to feel it in your bones. Sometimes it comes in a quiet moment, watching the sky, feeling the wind, noticing someone smile, and maybe, just for a second, you feel less alone. Maybe, just for a second, life feels fuller. Life keeps moving, though, right? People come and go. Things change. And that's okay. It's part of the rhythm. The web is always in motion, and so are we. And sometimes it's messy. Sometimes we forget, we stumble, we get caught up in our own little storms. And that's okay, too. The web is big enough for mistakes. It's big enough for kindness. Big enough for curiosity. Big enough for all of it. One gentle practice you might try is noticing your own responses during the day. Maybe someone cuts in line, or a friend says something that hurts, or a task doesn't go as planned. Pause for a moment. Notice the feeling in your body. Notice the thought in your mind. And then remember, you are part of the bigger web. Their action, your reaction, the tiny invisible ripples. Everything is connected. You can choose how to flow with it. You can choose kindness, patience, understanding. Even if it's hard, even if it's small. And sometimes the biggest shifts happen quietly. When you notice your own patterns, your habits, the little ways you cling or push away. That's where freedom begins. You start to see the connections that create tension, the chains of craving or fear, the ways life seems to trap you. And just seeing it gently, without judgment, can loosen the grip. You may feel a little lighter, a little more free. And that's enough to take the next step, one gentle action at a time. Think of your breath again. Each inhale, each exhale is a tiny thread linking you to everything. The air, the plants, the people who came before, the world that will come after. You are a part of it, and it is a part of you. That connection is always there, waiting to be noticed, waiting to remind you, you belong. You are enough. You are already part of the web. And maybe you feel drawn to bring that awareness into your day. Small acts, quiet kindness, listening fully, helping when you can, smiling when you don't have to. All of it ripples outward. All of it matters. And maybe when you feel that ripple, you feel it returning to you too, softly, subtly, reminding you that connection is alive. And if this gentle moment has felt like a place you want to come back to, maybe consider subscribing. Just a soft invitation. No pressure. A little space to pause and remember, to breathe, to notice, to be part of the web again. So take a slow breath. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself remember that the world moves with you, through you, around you. Let yourself know that your life, your heart, your presence matters. And then maybe just sit quietly with that for as long as it takes. It's okay. You're okay. You're part of this great, quiet, intricate dance of life. And that's more than enough. Let's just take a moment to notice the subtle, quiet ways life keeps connecting us. You know, even when things feel chaotic or lonely, there's always a thread linking you to the world. Maybe it's the sound of someone laughing. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun on your skin. Maybe it's a small gesture from a stranger. These little connections are everywhere. And maybe we just need to notice them. Sometimes we get so caught up in what's happening inside our heads, worries, to-do lists, regrets, plans, that we forget the world is moving around us, moving through us. And that's okay. It's okay to forget. It's okay to come back slowly, gently. Awareness isn't a race. It's a soft, quiet noticing, like dipping your hand into a calm stream, feeling the water touch your skin, feeling the flow. And this noticing, it can change how we respond to life. Instead of reacting automatically, instead of being pulled into old habits, we can pause. We can see the connection between our feeling, our thought, and the next action we take. Maybe someone snaps at us. Instead of snapping back, maybe we notice their pain, their struggle, the ripples behind that moment. And then we can choose a softer response. Maybe just a pause, a gentle word, a small kindness. It's not always easy, and that's okay. It's the noticing that matters. You can practice this in little ways every day. Maybe when you're walking, notice the life around you. The breeze, the birds, the trees, the hum of the city. Maybe when you're talking to someone, really listen. Notice their eyes, their tone, the little things that tell you who they are in that moment. You don't have to solve anything. You just notice. And noticing is already a way of connecting. And here's a thought. Every small action, every kind word, every mindful breath is like planting a tiny seed in the world. You may not see the tree it grows into. You may not see the shade it will give, the life it will touch. But it's there, quietly unfolding, just as a web of life unfolds around you. And maybe that's enough to soften your heart a little, to let you move through life with a little more ease. And again, let's come back to yourself. Your own thoughts, your own emotions, your own patterns. They are all part of this web too. When you notice them without judgment, when you allow yourself to feel without pushing away, that's where freedom begins. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to forget. It's okay to just breathe and notice. Step by step, thread by thread, you start to see how everything is connected. And maybe, if you're finding this gentle space helpful, consider subscribing. It's just a soft invitation. No pressure at all. A quiet place to return to pause, to breathe, to remember that you're part of something bigger, something alive, something beautiful. So, take a slow, deep breath. Feel your place in the web. Feel the little ripples you create. Feel the quiet connection of the world flowing through you. And just for a moment, let yourself rest in that. It's okay. You're okay. You're part of the dance of life. And that's more than enough. So, we've come a long way together in this quiet journey. And maybe now, it's time to notice how all these pieces fit in your own life. All those little moments, the small choices, the ripples of kindness and awareness, they're part of a bigger pattern, a web that you're woven into, whether you see it or not. And the amazing thing is, you're never really separate from it. You're always connected, even when it feels like you're alone. Sometimes life feels heavy. Problems, worries, expectations, they pile up and feel like too much. And that's okay. It's okay to feel that. It's okay to sit with it, to breathe with it, to acknowledge it. Because even in those heavy moments, you are part of something bigger. Even when it feels like your struggles are just yours, they are connected to the world, to the people you meet, to the moments you share, to the breath you take and the air that touches the trees. And maybe noticing this can slowly change how you move through life. You start to see your own patterns more clearly. When a thought arises, or a craving, or a fear, you can notice it without being swept away. You can let it flow through you, like water over stones. You can respond with awareness, with a little more softness. And with each moment like that, the web becomes clearer, and your place in it becomes gentler, kinder. Think about the people in your life. Each interaction, each smile, each word is part of this web. You can't always see the impact of what you do, but it's there. A small act of kindness might seem tiny, but it can travel farther than you imagine, touching lives in ways you'll never know. And the same is true for compassion toward yourself. Each time you pause, each time you breathe, each time you notice without judgment, you're sending gentle ripples to the world and back to yourself. You might even try this right now. Close your eyes for a moment. Think of someone you care about. Send them a quiet wish. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you be at peace. And then let that feeling expand, softening your chest, filling you with warmth, and extend it to yourself. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be at peace. And then, if it feels natural, imagine it stretching further, reaching people you don't know, even people you find difficult. Feel the invisible threads connecting you to them. And maybe, if you've been finding these moments helpful, gentle, grounding, consider subscribing to the channel. Just a quiet, soft way to come back, to pause, to remember your connection, to breathe. No rush, no pressure, just a gentle invitation to keep noticing, keep feeling, keep being part of this vast, living web. So, take a slow breath. Feel the connection around you. Feel it in your body, your mind, your heart. Notice the quiet threads linking you to everyone and everything. And just for a moment, rest in that. Let it be enough. Let it be simple. Let it be gentle. You are part of the web. You are enough. And that is more than enough. So here we are at the end of this little journey together. And maybe by now you can feel it, the quiet, subtle pulse of connection that runs through everything. You, me, the people around us, the trees, the air, the earth itself, all moving together, all part of this invisible web. And maybe if you pause and just feel it, even for a moment, it can change how you see the world and how you move through it. Life isn't always easy, is it? Things come, things go, people change, moments pass, and that's okay. It's okay to feel lost sometimes. It's okay to feel joy. It's okay to just breathe and notice. Because everything, every feeling, every thought, every breath is part of the web. And being part of it doesn't mean you're swept away. It means you can flow gently with it, notice it, feel it, and respond with kindness, curiosity, and patience. And maybe that's what living fully really is, noticing the small threads, the tiny ripples, the quiet connections, sending out kindness, sending out compassion, noticing the world inside and outside of you. Each time you do, you remind yourself in the world that we are all connected, that you are part of the story, that you matter, and maybe that's the most beautiful thing of all. You might even try this as you go through your day. A soft word to someone who seems tired, a small gesture to someone who seems unseen, a kind thought for yourself. That's all it takes sometimes. A little noticing, a little ripple. And that ripple spreads quietly, gently through the web of life, touching more than you'll ever know. And maybe it circles back to you in ways you don't expect. And remember, it's okay if you forget. It's okay if you stumble. It's okay if life feels messy. Just take a breath. Notice. Start again. That's all anyone can do. One gentle step, one soft act, one quiet noticing at a time. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to fix the world. You just have to be here, part of it, aware, soft, connected. And that is already enough. And maybe if you've been here with me, if these moments have given you a sense of calm, a sense of connection, a sense of grounding, maybe you'll consider subscribing to this channel. No pressure at all. Just a quiet space to return to pause, to breathe, to remember that you're part of this web, that you're part of life, that you're not alone. So take a long, slow breath. Feel the air, the earth, the world moving through you. Feel the web of life and your place in it. Notice the quiet power of being connected. And let yourself rest there softly, gently, fully. You are part of everything. You are enough. And that, my friend, is the beginning of everything.